Getting the Platinum Trophy for 5 Nights at Freddy's Secret of the Mimic is basically signing up for a second job as a ghost hunter. Sneaking around the creepy manor, desperately trying to collect every single mail, audio log, and present. All while a robot with daddy issues tries to give us a heart attack. We begin the game as Arnold is driving home from work after a massive 36-hour shift.
I'm struggling to stay awake, frankly.
He's pretty exhausted and ready for bed, but sadly on the way home we get an unexpected call from our employers at Fazbear Entertainment.
Listen, we need you to take one more shift for us, since you're our closest technician in the area.
Very reluctant to go, dispatch gives us an offer we can't refuse.
You can't fool me though, you're just trying to snag one of those $25 gift certificates at the end of the year for outstanding performance.
Apparently some guy called Edwin Murray has been developing tech for Fazbear Entertainment, but Edwin has gone quiet for a while now. So per his contract, everything he was working on is now ours, and they need me to go and collect it.
I hate you.
Safe to say Arnold isn't too happy about it. Arriving at the MCM facility, it seems pretty deserted.
Doesn't look like anyone's here.
We've been provided with a data diver.
That data diver is your master key to the MCM facility. Do not lose it.
Unable to get in the front door, I head around the back. Once inside, we receive a welcome message from Edwin,
Welcome, potential buyers, to Edwin Murray's Costume Manor.
along with a welcome show. The welcome show malfunctions and the doors to get inside are stuck. So finding another way through the facility using our data diver, we make our way towards the security office. And on the way I find the first of 42 mailboxes we must collect for a trophy. And straight after that I find the first of 25 collectible presents. However, the collectible doesn't count unless we deposit it into an inventory machine. So carrying it with me for now, I reach the security office, needing to activate a generator to power the door. Inside the security office, dispatch is able to reach me over comms.
Hey, you made it. I knew you would.
And they decide it's a good time to come clean.
We're still detecting movement in the building that you're in, and we have a little bit of an idea as to what it might be.
Telling me about the homicidal mimic endoskeleton that is roaming around the facility.
Now, these things happen, and I'm sure it's nothing to worry about, but you should probably worry about it.
But apparently this $25 gift card is seriously worth it, so we keep on going. Inside the security office, we upgrade our data diver to give us security privileges. Using my new security privileges, I gain access to some sort of maintenance room to get the power back up and running, by solving a puzzle before the time limit runs out. Successfully restoring power to this wing of the building. Back at the security office, dispatch gives me a rundown of what exactly we're trying to find.
We think that endoskeleton has a lot of potential, and that's why we want you to retrieve Murray's original schematic for it.
While still flaunting that $25 gift card.
I can just smell that $25 gift certificate, can't you?
So now I must head all over the facility to fully upgrade the data diver. Needing to grab a crank out of the inventory so I can open up a nearby gate, I also quickly deposit the first collectible. Then I open the gate and head through. The mimic then decides it's a good time to come out and say hello. I try to run, but the mimic is too fast. And I get killed, which unlocks the non-zero chance trophy for getting my first jump scare. So trying that again, while hiding I find a nearby box of mouse toys we can use to distract the mimic. Slipping past, I get through the door and I'm safe for now. Grabbing all the collectibles in the area, I continue through the facility until I reach the next upgrade station, unlocking the repair privileges. The path forward is blocked by another locked gate, so needing to find another crank, I head into a nearby creepy looking room. I find a crank attached to a giant jack-in-the-box, so not suspicious of this at all, I turn the crank and get introduced to Jackie. She seems friendly for now, so I go back and open the gate. After entering some sort of mailroom, I power up another generator. Then, all of a sudden, Jackie comes barging in. Clearly possessed by the mimic, she's ready to kill. Killing the mailbot and busting a hole in the wall, I use this opportunity to run for it. Somehow surviving a massive fall. The chase isn't over though, and I continue running for my life. Jackie chases me for a while, and I outmaneuver her for a bit. But she eventually corners me in a vent. The vent then collapses and we both fall, unlocking the trophy for playing with Jackie. Conveniently waking back up in the security office, dispatch welcomes me back.
Awesome. Glad to see you made it here without any complications whatsoever.
And gives me a little more information on the mimic.
From what we can tell, it was designed to keep Murray's son entertained while Murray worked. At some point, the endoskeleton was exposed to some sort of violence. This mimic endoskeleton then copied that violent behavior.
Before telling us the next upgrade station is in the showrooms.
Go there.
Heading back to the welcome room, I fix the welcome show. And head through the previously stuck doors. I see a lot of costumes that the mimic could potentially be hiding in, so I'm seriously on edge. And of course, the elevator I need to go through isn't working, so now I must repair it. Reaching the elevator maintenance room, I can't begin repairs until I get the elevator repair cassette that will guide me through it. The helpful bot gives me the code and the location of where I can find it.
0158.
I head back into the previous room to grab the cassette, and to make matters worse, the mimic has arrived. Treading carefully around the room, I enter the code and grab the cassette. And sneak my way back into the repair room. Following the instructions, I repair the problems. I head back out and jump in the now working elevator to make my way down to the showrooms. Once in the showroom lobby, I find the first audio log collectible of the game, which gives us a bit of lore about Edwin and his family.
What for? I don't even know you.
Powering up the entrance to the showroom, I grab my ticket and pass it to Big Top, who grants me access. Then, upon entry, I get a free spin on the prize wheel. But sadly, I don't win the grand prize. So we must beat more carnival games to get more free spins. Starting with a ball toss game, making sure to throw one of the balls at the clown's nose for the Boop trophy. Then if we manage to knock out all of the clown's teeth in a single game, we unlock the dental coverage trophy. Once I beat the game, everything goes dark, and the mimic has now possessed Big Top. So needing to sneak my way back to the power puzzle,
What a strange and interesting game.
quickly solving it again before he can kill me, resets Big Top.
Tickets, please.
I cash in my free spin on the prize wheel. Failing again, I move on to the next game, which involves shooting targets with a toy gun. Beating the game, I make sure to hold on to the ball gun, because if we shoot an animatronic with it, we get the Pew Pew trophy, which to be fair, I did accidentally. After winning all the carnival games, I eventually win the grand prize, and everything shuts off again, before a back door opens, and I head on through. Running into a locked door needing another code, it's deciphered by the hats some downstairs mannequins are wearing. Once through the door, I find the next upgrade station. With my new permissions, I head out onto the roof, where I get ambushed by Big Top, So once again needing to run for my life, Big Top is relentless, evading him as he bashes his way through the building. Big Top eventually catches me, but at the same time, we both go crashing through the floors. Big Top looks pretty dead. And I unlock the Tickets Please trophy for surviving Big Top.
Don't get lazy on the job now. We need you to stay.
Luckily, we've landed just outside the security office, so I quickly zip my way back in there, ignoring our pleas to get me out of here.
No. I almost died again. You need to send help. Get me out of here now.
Amazing. We'll look into it.
Dispatch refuses to send help and tells us where to find the next upgrade station.
Your next target is the upgrade station in the demonstration theater.
So clearly not getting out of this situation until we finish our job, I start making my way over to the theatre. But to get to the theatre, I must first go through the workshop. The workshop is very eerie. And just on the other side, I find an office, where a helper bot informs me that I can't reach the theatre without a director's suit. However, the suit isn't assembled, and all the pieces are scattered around the workshop. And to make matters worse, the Mimic is here. So grabbing each limb one by one, while avoiding the Mimic as best I can, I assemble the director's suit and make my way into the theatre. The Mimic is here as well, but since we're in the suit, it thinks I'm a friend. So using the suit to stay undetected, I repair the power to this area of the building, before returning to my suit and heading up to the next level, the pre-show area. The path to the main stage is blocked off and the suit can't fit through. Jumping out of the suit, I need to find a way to clear a path. As I head backstage, I spot a creepy white tiger before it quickly disappears.
Simply supply the stage.
I eventually make it up to some walkways and move them around to get across, where I can lower a bridge to get my suit to the other side. And head up to the main stage, just in time to catch the show. The show becomes interactive, and I must shoot targets that are spread out around the room, while also defending myself from puppets that are coming to kill me. After surviving the ambush, the play continues. Then I must survive a second ambush. After the third and final ambush, the theatre starts falling apart, and I go crashing down with it, unlocking the II Captain trophy for defeating the pirate crew. I wake up in the nurse's office, where Nurse Dolly is taking care of me.
Poor Captain.
Or taking care of the director's suit we're in.
It appears you have a foreign object wedged inside. First, we will blend up the foreign object.
So getting the hell out of here before Nurse Dolly blends me up, I reach some sort of recycling centre, where Dolly is zooming around the room. Thankfully, she's stuck on the tracks, so as long as I'm not on the path as she zooms through, I should be alright. Navigating around her to unlock the next area, the Mimic has now possessed Dolly's body. Sneaking around the recycling centre, while Nurse Dolly is stalking about, I find the next upgrade station to grant me admin permissions. Now to get out of here, I must fill the trash chute with as many cubes of trash as I can find. Once the chute is blocked up, I can gain access to the maintenance section of the recycling centre. Nurse Dolly cuts me off, so I start freeing all the cubes of trash onto a conveyor belt, one by one knocking Dolly towards the incinerator. She hangs on for dear life, but one final bit of trash sends her falling into the fire. Now, time to make my escape. The only way out is through the depths of the incinerator room, but surprise surprise, Dolly isn't done with yet. A molten Nurse Dolly melts her way through the walls and continues her chase. So, running for my life, Dolly cuts me off at every turn. just managing to reach an elevator I can use to get to safety. But I'm not out of trouble yet, as the elevator malfunctions. A voice belonging to Fiona tries to help me
The elevator problems.
and guides me through the troubleshooting process.
Now, turn the elevator off.
I repair the elevator and we get moving again. But Flaming Dolly isn't done yet, landing on top of the elevator, trying to bash her way through.
There's too much weight in the elevator.
Fiona helps us turbo boost the elevator upwards, slamming Dolly into the roof. And now she is finally dead. Exiting the elevator, I unlock the Doctor's Orders trophy for defeating Dolly. Popping back up right outside the security office, where I have another quick chat with dispatch. With admin permissions, now we can access the admin wing, where Edwin's blueprints are located.
The best way to the admin wing is through the warehouse.
As always, dispatch tries to play down the danger I'm in,
Do that and I'm positive nothing else bad is going to happen to you.
before sending me on my way. And of course, as soon as I enter the warehouse, the mimic bursts out of nowhere, now in the form of a roller skating chicken. Sneaking around the warehouse, the first priority is to get the power back on. However, 3 of the puzzle pieces are missing, and they are hidden around the warehouse.
This is better than.
After finding the missing pieces, I get the power up and running, and open the doors to the loading bay. The admin wing is on the other side, but to get to it, I must Tetris some deadly platforms to create a path. Then try and cross them without dying. Once across, that white tiger pops up again. I quickly grab a few nearby mailboxes before entering the admin wing, and just as I'm about to enter, a little pink birthday cake motion detector goes off, but thankfully no one comes to kill me. Entering the room, I see a lot more of those cakes. And the mimic chicken is somehow here too. I quickly learn that completely avoiding the cakes is impossible. So I just bum rush from locker to locker to avoid the mimic. While in the admin wing, I find a door locked by security code. I punch in the code and enter the room for the belated birthday trophy. Once through the hell that is screaming cakes and skating chickens, I find the final upgrade station to grant myself executive permissions, earning another trophy for my efforts. Now finally I can make my way inside Edwin's office to get those blueprints and leave this terrifying building. I access Edwin's computer and open up the secret surveillance room. Inside the surveillance room, we find another computer where we can download the blueprints onto our data diver. As I go to leave, Mimic Chicken cuts me off. Panicking, I almost fail to shut the door in time before escaping through a vent. I come out at an elevator that takes me down into some underground tunnels, where that creepy white tiger from before is lurking. Crapping myself through the pitch black tunnels, lights start popping up to guide me, but I have to be fast as they don't stay on for long. The tiger is following me around the room. Thankfully, he doesn't like the light, and will only kill me if I'm in the darkness for too long. Through the first tunnel, I find a glowing power baby starfish thing that keeps me safe, using it to open the next area. Repeating this process a couple times, using the baby to keep me safe whenever I can. After what seemed like an eternity down here, I finally make it out the other side, earning the Fundophobia trophy. Making it back to the security office, where dispatch congratulates me for completing my mission.
Well done, Arnie. I didn't think you could do it, but here you are.
Dispatch reveals that I wasn't the first person to attempt this.
You made it the farthest, farther than I had expected. I can't believe it was you.
before telling me to put the data diver into the inventory, then I'm free to go.
Where it's needed.
This is the point of the game where we can choose one of two endings. There is a third secret ending, but that can't be done until New Game Plus. So for the first and easiest ending, we simply put the data diver into the inventory.
Good work. A job well done.
And make our way back to our van. That's been moved inside by someone, which is pretty suspicious. But I get the clock out trophy for handing over the data diver and leaving the building. The trophy did unlock, but it didn't pop for whatever reason. As I drive home, dispatch phones in again, but they're acting kinda sus.
We've been trying to get a hold of you all night. Why didn't you answer? Fazbear Entertainment has no other option but to let you go.
What- I just talked to you. You told me to give you the data diver and I could go home.
Then we get a little surprise in the back seat. After the credits, we get taken back to the main menu, where we can continue from right before we hand over the data diver, allowing us to get the proper ending.
But here you are.
This time, instead of handing over the data diver, we access the computer and activate the parachute program, unlocking the parachute trophy,
What are you doing?
and opening up a secret exit.
That area is off limits.
Dispatch is not happy with our decision.
In many ways, tonight has been a comedy of errors. A jester would suit you well.
Coming out at the welcome room, this time we run the goodbye show, which opens up a platform that starts taking me underground. But we're not out of danger. The mimicked Big Top is back and starts chasing me. Platform keeps getting stuck and I must pull certain levers to get moving again. Reaching the bottom, I use my executive permissions to enter the research and development floor. Dispatch is panicking a little now as I'm clearly about to uncover some dark secrets.
You are clever, but you need to stop messing with things you don't understand.
Continuing through the R&D floor, I enter some kind of party room. However, I can barely see a thing, so I turn on the lights, which was a bad idea as the mimic finds me. Finding some old animatronics lying around, I jump inside them one by one and use them to set off a bunch of security gates, which drains all the power in the room,
50% power remaining.
causing everything to malfunction.
0% power remaining.
Another door behind me opens, and inside the room is Fiona, or a Fiona robot.
It is nice to meet you face to face.
Fiona wants our help fixing the mimic. Apparently Edwin abandoned Fiona and the mimic at the facility and locked himself away in his house.
He shut himself away in our home.
Fiona giving one last plea to save the mimic before she runs out of power.
Tell Edwin I still love him. Entering standby mode.
Continuing through here, we unlock the Think Positive trophy for finding the ride that takes us to Edwin's house. So hopping into the little roller coaster, I reach Edwin's house. And of course, the mimic is already here. Inside, I find a room with a projector set up. There are 5 coloured videotapes around the house that I must find. So, avoiding the mimic, I find all of the tapes and play them one by one on the projector. Watching the videos, we learn a lot more about what happened to Edwin and his family. About how Edwin's wife Fiona tragically died, so Edwin created the mimic robot to mimic his wife Fiona, to help look after their son David.
For David's special day.
Each video then ends with a number. Matching each colour's number with the word David in the photograph, we get a code that we can use to unlock the door upstairs. Inside here, we find an audio log explaining what happened to Edwin. After the death of Edwin's son David, he created the Mimic 2 robot, this time to mimic David. However, after Edwin lashes out in anger and beats the M2 robot, it started to mimic Edwin's angry behaviours.
I'm sorry, M2. I lost my temper. I was always gonna fix you. Please, call for help.
Before presumably killing him.
Right now, buddy. We can do something fun tomorrow. I promise.
Jumping onto the computer, I access another surveillance room and download the Cradle program we can use to fix the mimic. And as I turn around, I genuinely crap myself and freeze up. The mimic is here in its exoskeleton form. This time, shutting the door and running for my life, I reach an elevator, where we hear the Fiona robot.
Edwin, it's me.
Thinking I'm Edwin, begs him to fix M2 because she misses her son and wants him back.
I miss you. But I miss my child more.
M2 is still hot on my heels though, and a bunch of other random animatronics start to chase me. Jumping back onto the rail ride to take me back to the MCN building. The whole place is coming down. I make it outside to my van, but I'm getting swarmed, earning the unfinished business trophy for leaving the building with the data diver, which once again doesn't pop, but it did unlock. Driving away as fast as I can, the mimic managed to catch up to me, causing me to crash. The mimic takes the data driver as I slip unconscious. With the first two endings complete, it's now time to complete New Game Plus to get the secret third ending and clean up whatever I have left over. Thankfully, all collectible progress carries over, making it a bit easier. First and foremost, we need all 25 collectible presents for the secret ending, one of which is only available in New Game Plus, the White Tiger, which is waiting for us in the security office. While I'm going around and grabbing the rest of the collectibles I missed during the first playthrough, I clean up a couple extra trophies along the way. The first when we reach the big top showroom, when throwing the ball at the clown's teeth. Once we knock out enough teeth, we can sneak through the mouth to find a hidden door.
Tickets, please.
And after dealing with some minor obstacles, we reach the Storytime showroom to unlock the Good Night Sleep Tight trophy. Next, we make our way underneath the retail showroom, where we must restore power. However, 4 of the puzzle pieces are missing. So making my way around the basement, the pieces are locked behind gates. So I must use another little starfish baby to power up each area, which will open the door to grab the puzzle piece. All while avoiding the moon mimic who's following me around. Once the power is back on, we unlock the Pleasant Dreams trophy. For the next trophy, we need to get high scores on all the carnival games, with the first 3 being the ones in the big top showroom. Make sure to go back and grab the ball gun, and head over to the warehouse. Riding the car lift up, we find another ball toss game. Then just outside the warehouse in the storage room, we can find the final game. And with the final high score, we unlock the We Have a Winner trophy. After finding the final collectible in Edwin's house and unlocking the memorabilia trophy, heading upstairs to use the computer, I must now complete the Moon.exe minigame we can access on any helper computer. And using all the collectibles we grabbed throughout the building, I complete the story and unlock live privileges for my data diver, earning the Master Adventurer trophy. Now I must head back down to enter the secret rooms. Turns out you need the glitch privileges before you reach Edwin's house. So speedrunning another playthrough, I quickly grab the final mailbox on the way through for the mail call trophy. Now back at Edwin's house again, I access the secret rooms. where I listened to the last couple audio logs needed for the Good Listener trophy.
For the last time, no, it wouldn't be him.
The next step for the secret ending is to go through the secret rooms, finding the 6 cassette tapes of David's bedtime stories, and putting them into their players. Once all cassettes are returned, another secret passage reveals itself. This one leads me into David's old bedroom. To continue, we must grab the tiger teddy that we got at the start of New Game Plus and bring it to David's bedroom. Placing it above his bedtime storybook, which starts to play David's bedtime audio stories. We spot the mimic hiding in the closet, unsure about what's going on. Being back in David's bedroom and hearing the bedtime stories, the mimic starts to return to its David personality. Fighting between the two personalities, I must press the story buttons in the correct order, matching the animals on the wall.
Through the forest down to the garden patch. That's right. An angry alligator came by and promised not to eat anyone.
The mimic eventually malfunctions, giving me the opportunity to repair it with the Cradle program on my data diver, unlocking the Storytime trophy for getting the final ending, which unlocks the Golden Hours Platinum trophy. David's personality has been fully restored. The mimic grabs his teddy and takes himself to bed, as the voice of his mother soothes him off to sleep.
Your parents love you. Sleep tight.
And the mimic is finally at peace. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like and let me know down in the comments which games you'd like to see me platinum next.